be able to give more of a visual description than I could.
Well, a Somatron is a vibroacoustic cushion, which is basically a speaker that you can lay on and experience all the vibrations. It has extra vibration, so whatever music you're playing, the vibrations of that music come through the Somatron and affect your whole body. We use them for relaxation. We use them to help people who are tactily defensive, who don't like to be touched. We use them for people who have circulation problems because the vibrations can help circulate blood through your body. They're pretty cool things. I must agree.
Oh yeah, I was like entranced by this thing. Now, there's something similar to that was in Tulsa, and you know, before we went on the air, you had to remind me that it was called a Somatron, and I guarantee, even though this is going to be archived within a matter of the hour, because I'm going to go to sleep after this, I'm going to forget. There was another machine similar to that. It was egg-shaped, where you would sit down in this thing, and you close yourself up into it. It would produce a mist, kind of like a sweat lodge of sorts, but the back part vibrated, and it produced music as well as a sense of smell. They would throw a certain, if you wanted to relax, there was a certain smell that would be thrown your way. I believe it was eucalyptus. You sound like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of those before, but I've never been in one.
Yeah, I tell you, it's great. It is awesome, but I can't seem to find any places like that because the place in Tulsa that I went to no longer is in business. When you're sitting there going, I was thinking, oh, gosh, she knows the name of it.
No, sorry.
But I've been in one. I can actually say I've been in one, and I had a blast. It was great. It felt wonderful. So for those of you just now joining us, and I also need to throw out a quick shout-out. I mean, this isn't – I usually do my Tarzan yell for my online listeners, and that's for people that's joined Facebook or Twitter. But this is a just for I'm going to stop this interview just for a second long enough to say, throw a shout-out to my friend Thomas Brooks out there who religiously listens to this show. Thank you very much. Now, back to what I was talking about in regards to that. You and I, we have some history. This is time to kind of get away from from what we do for a living and get a little personal here. Liz and I have history because we actually grew up in the same house. And I say that because they were different families and they were at different periods of time, but her and I used to live at the 405 in Park Avenue. And then many years later, here we are catching up, and you're on the radio show, which I'm extremely glad you're here right now, Liz. If you could, has there been any, what's the most positive experience thus far in being a music therapist for you?
Well, I've been doing it for a long time, almost 30 years, so there's many. I work with terminally ill patients with Hospice Circle of Love, and I also work at Norse doing music therapy with developmentally disabled adults. And I love both of those experiences, and they're both really different. One experience with developmentally disabled adults is we're trying to improve skills, and music is a huge motivator for some people. I mean, we all know some of us are more motivated by music than others. Well, it's true for everyone. And so to help somebody learn to stretch their muscles out to reach and grasp something, if that something is, an electric guitar or a drum or some sort of musical instrument, sometimes that gives them just the motivation they needed to be able to do those things. And with terminally ill people, we're looking at helping them deal with the process of dying. And so you can imagine all sorts of issues coming up with that. We do a lot of pain control, pain management, music therapy, self-expression, get people to write songs, We do relaxation with them. So there's a lot of different ways to use music to help people.
That's true. And, when you put it to me that way, it seems like you don't have a career. It's like you're contributing to a very noble cause.
Yeah, I feel lucky. I learn more from my patients than they ever get from me.
Yeah, in saying that, would you mind sharing the story about the song written for the terminally ill patient?
Well, I walked into a music therapy session one day, my first time I'd seen this guy. Excuse me. And when I walked into his house, he was sitting there with an electric guitar and an amp, and he says, "Before I die, I want to learn how to play the blues." And so I was a little taken aback, but music therapists are trained to do songwriting, and we know our blues chord progressions, so away we went. And by the time before he passed away, he was able to sing his song and play it on the guitar, and it was a pretty cool experience. If we had more time and if we had the recording, I would be more than honored to hear that. In fact, by you telling us that story, I can almost guarantee I'm probably going to get some emails from a lot of people saying, I would like to hear that song. So if there's a possibility you could get a hold of that, would it be possible if we could air that? Yeah, I think we could work something out.
That'd be great.
I'll probably ask the family, make sure it's okay with them. We didn't make a recording of it, but I could sing it for you.
That'd be great. But yeah, I understand about the respect going through the family first. Of course, that goes without saying. But I tell you, that's a very, very inspirational thing that you said. Now, in saying that, folks, when I talk to my guests prior to being on the show and trying to figure out how to run a really good show within a 30-minute time period, which, by the way, we're fixing to have to round things up. I do say that I have to knock my guests for a loop at least once and catch them off guard. And the funny part is I've kind of pre-warned her about that, and she knows something's coming up. So with you being a music therapist, I'm not the best in the world, but if you looked on our Facebook page earlier, you saw my ill-fated attempt at rapping, and of course the laughter in the background was, Elizabeth, because she was recording it, and I just kind of put her on the spot. We went in and we recorded the commercial for this show. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And then I did a little rap, and I decided to put that on Facebook. Elizabeth not only plays a wonderful harp, but she also has a wonderful voice. So if you would, I would be so honored if you could sing with me a really quick chorus on a song that everybody knows, if that's cool with you.
Well, I don't know if I know it, but we'll find out.
Everybody knows this one. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a faithful trip. There we go. That started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. Some mate was a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers to sail that day on a 3-hour tour. Okay. Oh, I'd say the weather's starting to get rough, but I think our listeners are like more like the weather. Okay, that's enough. So listen, I had a great time doing this, and Liz, if there's any possible way we can get that song, because we talked about this off the air, but the more you got into it, and as passionate as you are about doing, well, like I said, it's not really a job for you; it's more of a career, but not even a career to pay the bills. It's a very noble cause as to what you're doing, and. I've always had respect for you, Liz, and that just knowing that much more, just wow. I mean, you've went quite a few notches up on the totem pole. Not that you're already high up there anyway, but I'm very I'm beside myself right now.
Well, just calm down. It's okay.
No. It's I'm serious. I very seldom do I show this side of me, but I'm almost to the point of choked up when he was talking about the gentleman in the song there. So I'm going to really pine away at hearing that.
Sure.
But in saying that, I'd also like to have you back on a future date, if that's cool with you. And if I promise no singing this next go around, then maybe we can work something out.
Sure.
But Liz, it was great having you on the show. I appreciate you coming on and letting our viewers know exactly what a music therapist does. Describing more about the Selmatron. And a quick shout out to Maggie and George. Even though they're not listening live, I'm going to make sure this is archived so they can hear it one way or another. And Elizabeth Allen, thank you so much for being on the show. I greatly appreciate having you on.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Okay, and you have a great evening.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the class, once again, Elizabeth Allen, music therapist. Now, folks, we're running low on time. And in saying that, we're going to end off with some words of wisdom before I mention what we're going to do next Wednesday. Since I said this was a Kobe-free zone, let's go ahead and go out on a limb here, and we'll end off the class with the words of wisdom from one Michael Jordan, who said, "Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen." And in saying that, class, next week, we're going to have Jeff Hillard from the Castle of Muskogee. We're going to talk about the up-and-coming Renaissance Fair that's going to happen all this month. And next week will be the show, which I like to call the halfway point. So in saying that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. You're on here on Blog Talk Radio. You all have a safe evening. You have a great weekend. Thunder up. Class is now dismissed.